Hello, welcome back to Tarot Time with Andy. This is my vibrational reading. Please do your own research for entertainment purposes and allegedly. Hope you guys are doing good. Today, let's do another spread on, this time, Marylyn Monroe. I was requested a death spread. This is a pre-recording. Hope you enjoy it. And let's get going. Here we go. Marylyn Monroe. Let's get the energy on her death. The energy on her death. First, major arcana, then minor. Going to pull 3 cards and then clarify. Here we go. Here we go. I got 2 there. Lovers in reverse with the Emperor in reverse with the Tower crashing to a lesser degree there. So obviously it had to do with her love life, as we all suspected. JFK Jr. for starters, and she wanted a commitment. So let's get that first. Let's get going on that, on how that happened, what went down in the death. Here we go. Was it intentional? Was it intentional? Because that's what everyone wants to know, if it was a suicide or was it an accident? Was it drug overdose? And obviously, we know it was a drug overdose. She did have a tendency, she did end up developing some addictions. She did have some health issues. And she was kind of known to party and take a lot of pills. So here we go. The Lovers in reverse, please clarify. The Lovers in reverse, Lovers in reverse, Lovers in reverse. And she also is known to be a borderline. So she liked to be, she did have her own money, but I'm kind of getting it sideways that she really wasn't too self-sufficient. She had the money, but she really did not know how to be alone. And she did not like being self-sufficient. That's how I'm going to say it, because it's more like that, to be honest. The next card, and being at home alone. She did not like being self-sufficient alone at home. Being home without a man, without a lover. Did not like it. And yeah, she did not want that lifestyle. Very discontented with it. And she did not have her King of Pentacles. So she wanted a King of Pentacles to help guide her life and help guide her energy. And she wanted help. She wanted help from a male and from a lover, and she was cut off. Page of Swords in reverse. She was cut off. And that made her very upset. She was cut off from communication. I'm going with the Page of Swords as her because I feel she had arrested development due to her borderline behavior. I think she definitely had borderline personality disorder, as well as probably histrionic as well. And high narc traits on top of it. Yes, she was very emotional. Yes, she wore her emotions on her sleeve a lot. That is typical borderline, but they have the high narc traits. Doesn't classify as narcissist, but they have a lot of narc traits. I have to clarify that. So anyways, what else did she think? She did not have a lot of options. She felt she was out of options, probably because of who she was. And once again, another King of Swords not talking to her, being cut off. So she felt really cut off from men, and she wanted to win. She wanted to be victorious, but she felt cut off from men. They didn't want to, she couldn't get the commitment, apparently the commitment issues going on. So there was a commitment issue. Let's get the Emperor in reverse, because that would be a leader who turned very nasty and abusive. So that is what that is. It's a leader figure. Here we go, Emperor in reverse. The Emperor in reverse created the situation, helped create the situation. Ace of Wands. Put her in that emotional mindset because of he got abusive on her, mentally abusive, by breaking it off. She viewed it as abusive. I guess I have to clarify. It's a lot of times the borderline will see any rejection as total abuse. So I would think that the fact that he's like, no, I can't create this relationship and have this Ace of Wands with you. I don't have the courage to be in this relationship with you. So she would probably view him, because this is about her death, as abuse, because she was rejected. Rejection is fear of abandonment, and they tend to lash out. They do lash out, and they do play victim. So this could have been her just playing victim mindset, really, in all honesty. And yeah, she just felt like the wounded warrior. You know, she was fighting to get some love and get what she wanted, and she just felt wounded, very wounded by the rejection and the cutoff from the communication. An Ace of Swords is an epiphany card, but she just didn't get the message. It just didn't really sink in, so it kind of came as a little bit of a shock to her because she didn't intellectualize it. She did not intellectualize that thought, that she should not be going down this road with this individual, that this individual truly is not available. This individual was never available for her. But I think she fantasized that there would be a lover situation, and she clearly was not going to win. This person was like, no, I can't do it. I got to cut you out. I cannot create a life with you. We cannot create a life. So she ended up being this wounded warrior here, hoping and thinking that things were close to nailing down a relationship, a lover's situation, and it didn't work out. So for him, obviously, it was a tower crashing moment to a lesser degree. And it really was to a lesser degree because they weren't married. But she's going to take the small situation and blow it up. That's typically what they do. So she kind of blew it up. So the tower, the rejection factor. The tower in reverse, clarify the tower in reverse, tower in reverse. So it created an emotional burden to her. It was a burden. She didn't want to hear it. And it created her to have a Nine of Swords moment, which is, you know, insomnia. She had insomnia issues. She was trying to fight off insomnia. And she did take sleeping pills. So she would take sleeping pills to fight off the insomnia. And she wanted her abundance. And she felt it was total dishonesty. And she felt that, you know, she could win him. She thought that she could win him, you know, with her sex appeal, who she was, you know, look who I am, you know who I am. We are perfect together. But no, he cut her out. Ace of Swords in reverse because of who he is. And the challenges. It would be too challenging. He said, no, it'd be too challenging to be in a relationship with you. He didn't want the burden. It'd be too much of a burden. And it created an emotional loss for her. And under the surface, it happened very slowly. It was a slow process. It didn't happen immediately. And in the center of it, it created a very Ace of Cups emotional spark to her. It really triggered her emotions. She was totally triggered with the Ace of Cups. And it was not a positive feeling. It was a negative feeling, but because we got the loss, and it was a slow build up to it. It just kind of slowly built up. So she kind of felt used and discarded. I feel that it was just a total drug overdose and not murder. But I'm going to ask, was it just a drug overdose without any assistance? Did she just accidentally overdose, or did she overdose on purpose? Did she overdose without any assistance? Did she overdose without any assistance or forced assistance? Did she overdose without any forced assistance? Did she overdose without any forced assistance? Did she overdose without any forced assistance or coercion? Did she do it alone? Did she act alone? Did she act alone? Yeah, she did. She acted solely alone out of complete, total despair and the fear of abandonment because she got dumped. She couldn't handle the rejection, and she really thought that she could snag him. And she did not like, she didn't like being alone. She didn't like living alone, even though she was financially independent. She wanted that lover, and he told her no. So I feel very strongly about that. I don't think they took her out. I think that is just a conspiracy theory against certain groups of people. So let's find out about the conspiracy theory. The conspiracy theory of Marylyn. Please be clear. Conspiracy theory of Marylyn. Conspiracy theory of Marylyn. Conspiracy theory of Marylyn. Please be clear. How do you feel about that, spirit guides and angels? Here we go. So, Two of Wands. Two of Pentacles, excuse me. So it took two people. They were trying to balance their energies. Conspiracy theory-wise, I would say it's just a balance. It was a financial balance here. Trying to balance it. It was a juggling act. So, a juggling act. Next card. And to work at it. Juggling the energy, work at it, unhappy in the home, no stability. So the conspiracy was that they took her out, that they worked at it, that there was a juggling act here, and the four-wall structure in reverse. So, okay, so what I'm getting from this already now, okay, I'm seeing this, is they were not in her, they were not there when it happened. They realized that balancing her energy and her emotions was very hard for her, and dealing with her and manifesting her to level out her emotions, because it was a juggling act dealing with her. Her emotions were all over the place, and they had to work with her too much to try and balance these emotions because she was out of control. They get very paranoid. They get very demanding. They make accusations. They do push-pull relationships. So this is sort of a push-pull relationship that required a lot of work to balance, and it became too difficult, and then he would have to go to her house, and it became, I think it became too suspicious, and he broke it off because it was getting too suspicious, trying to balance, not only balance her emotions and her feelings and getting her leveled out and grounded, took so much effort and work because she was highly emotional. And it wasn't worth it. It's looking like it just wasn't worth the effort because he would have to sneak in also, and he didn't want to be seen. And so I'm feeling, based on these three cards, he was not there when it happened. Was not there because I got four-wall structure, home, in reverse. He wasn't there, and he did not make it happen. He didn't work at this to put her in reverse. I'm going to clarify the Four of Wands in reverse. Clarify the Four of Wands in reverse. Here we go. Yeah, the Sun. You know, he was happy to get out of the situation. He wanted to get out of the situation. I want to get out of the situation. He dumped her. He was happy. At that point, he was like, thank God I got out of the situation. It was not worth it. It took too much effort on my part. And it created this insomnia for her. It affected her sleep. Now she can't sleep. She's got to take more sleeping pills. Because now she realizes she's got this problem of not being accepted. She realized there was a problem of her fame dating another famous person, and there was all these problems. There was the unknown problem and struggle of trying to get him in the house, sneaking him in, too hard balancing her emotions. She's not self-aware. She's not self-aware because this person doesn't even know their own path. She doesn't know what path she's going to go down now. Where do I go now? What do I do now? I can't sleep at night. He's happy he dumped me. He's not coming here anymore. And they're not talking to me. They shut me out. Queen of Swords in reverse. I was shut out. So that fear of abandonment was triggered. Under the surface, victory in reverse. I could not win. I did not win his heart. And in the center of the situation, he did not love me. King of Cups in reverse. He did not love me. He did not love me. He never loved me. And now he cut me out. So that's total abandonment, total fear of abandonment, totally broken heart, taking too many sleeping pills to try and go to sleep. I think this was an pretty much accidental death by insomnia. You know, really I think she just didn't care. I think there was a lack of concern and care on her part as well. That if it kills me, then it's his fault, and he ought to know it was his fault. So I don't think she really cared if it did take her out. So I'm going to ask that now. Did she even care if she died from taking too many sleeping pills? Did she have any concern or care that if she took too many, she would die? Did she care about death? Did she care about death? Did she care about death? Did she care about death at all? Here we go. So we have here the self-sufficient. She wanted to be self-sufficient in her healing. She wanted to be self-sufficient in healing, but she knew she was not stable because it's in reverse. Stability is in reverse. And she knew she was alone in the world as a self-sufficient female and alone in the world. And she was constantly in rest and recovery mode and constantly trying to heal from it, in healing mode. And it ended up being an Ace of Wands. She didn't have courage to keep going in life. She didn't have the energy. She was zapped. She felt zapped. And lack of courage to keep going. Lack of courage to keep going. So she really didn't care, and she wanted to be victorious. So I would say, yeah, she did not care if it didn't go down well for her. She was being careless, and she was okay with the carelessness because she lacked courage and enthusiasm to be her own woman, and to be alone in the world. She couldn't do that. That was off the table for her. So if it took her out, so be it. Under the surface, yeah, she had no tolerance for being alone. Zero tolerance for it. In the center of it. And she knew she was not close for being successful. That it was not around the corner because she just lost her lover. So that's it. I'd say that it was definitely self-imposed, and she just totally careless and didn't care. Yeah. All right. That should do it. I hope you enjoyed this. Until next time, I appreciate you watching. Like and subscribe. Bye.